All right, now y'all know we gotta wait until the live goes up on Instagram on a Tuesday. And there it is. Instagram is now up. Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy, the Beast One. Welcome again to another week of Dad Mentality. This week we have our boy PJ from the streets. I know him as Paul from the old school, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But we're going to talk about mental health. Why is it taboo to us as men? Why is it taboo to us as a Black culture? And, you know, we're going to get into that conversation. Y'all know what it is. It's Dad Mentality.
What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I'll be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Sometimes we gotta fix our mental. Or maybe it's not meant to be a dad, a father, that's what men do. I made a promise to my kids, that's what I do. I just want them to do things better than I do. Or better yet, better things that I did. What is that's mentality? What it is? The mentality of taking care of family. As a man, I get lonely. I can't even call my homies, but I answer every call when my kids call me. I'll be there when they need me. They depending on me. They looking up to me. Welcome to the show, shout out to the coach. And Maddie Ice Cold Crypto. And each one teach one. That's mentality. We just try and reach one. What is that's mentality?
Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy, the Beast One. Welcome again to Dad Mentality Podcast. Thank you for joining us again this week. I'm glad to start another episode here this week. As y'all know, I don't do it by myself. I got my boys here with me. You know him as the diversified hustler. You know him as the ice cream man. You know him as wealthy and blessed. You know him as Matty Ice Cold Crypto, Mr. Bitcoin. What's going on, Matty Ice? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, fellas. Happy to be here on this good Monday, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's a good week to do this. Y'all know this other gentleman, he has been with me since we was 4 years old, playing in the sandbox together. We used to run the church. Now we run the internet. Y'all know him as Vance Robs, a.k.a. Coach. What's going on, Coach?
What's good with you? How y'all doing today?
Man, doing good, doing good. I see you proudly trying to wear that Rams joint. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it moving. But you know, I always talk about how I know Coach from the sandbox. This gentleman we got here with us today, I also have known this gentleman probably maybe a few years after Vance. He'd be like the second generation of the people that ran the church with us over at good old Evangel. The good old Evangel as we grew up in during those times. But we definitely ran the youth group. We definitely ran the football field. There wasn't a church in the East Coast that could beat our team when we went out there. Football, basketball, you named it. This gentleman, I mean, if you anywhere in the DMV area, you know this man. He's known as the mayor. He's also known to be he's always in the streets. He's the host of City Vibe and also Game Time radio. You can catch him on Sundays on 96.3 HD on the internet and get your learn about the city, talk about sports and everything. But he's joining us today about mental health. Is my man PJ. What's going on?
Yo,
PJ?
yo. What's up, big brother? Hey, look, man, that introduction is something else. Y'all treat me better than my own station. Good
well, you know, we are. I believe that the introduction is important. You know, we say what's up to Skrillex watching us on Twitch. My brothers, thank you for joining us again this week. But you know, the introduction is important to me. I think it's something that, you know, I want my guests to know that they are appreciated when they come join us on here.
Man.
And you know, and I wanted to, me and you kind of reunited recently, so I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to definitely get you on the show and hang out with us, but we're gonna
Hey,
get
it's
more
a
into
pleasure,
that.
man. It's a pleasure. I appreciate the invite. Again, I'm just meeting the one gentleman that's on here, but y'all other two, man, y'all was big brothers to me. Coming up, grew up with y'all, man. Coming out the sandbox is the right term. Yeah, it's a pleasure being here with y'all, man. Y'all doing good things over here, man.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's something that I'm gonna get more into it after we do our. But I do want to
Oh
start off
yeah.
our show as we do every week because y'all know mental health is important to us. And if you need to talk to somebody, you can definitely talk to us or talk to anybody. But make sure you get a counselor, get a person that you can trust, get a pastor, whoever it may be, because mental health is important. Definitely need to talk to someone. So we're going to do what we call our mental health check-in, where we give our rating from 0 to 10 and just let you know what we're looking forward this week and checking in and let you know what we're doing. So if you want to do that with us, please do it in the comments. We'll read it. We'll let you know. I do want to give one more quick thing before we get into that. I do want to, because people have been asking, the new episode of The Knox will be coming out May 27th. On Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We will be showing that new episode with doing as we normally do. So make
Next
sure
week.
that you check that out and join us next Monday for the Knox. Knox is done by Art by Guapo. It's the same guy that did our intro.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah. I still haven't got my cameo for his animated series. It's a young brother doing great art and artwork for our culture and for us. So make sure you check it out. Go to the Knox on YouTube and check him out. And like I said, we'll be next Tuesday. You get the new episode at 8 o'clock. So we'll be doing that. But now we're gonna get into our self-care check-in, talk about what your week is and how you're going. I'm gonna go ahead and let Matty Ice start us out this week and tell us how you feeling, Matty Ice. What's going on?
I'm feeling good today, man. Had a good weekend, man. Went to some graduation send off, prom send off, man. Congrats to you again, man. I was happy I was able to make it through there, man, for your daughter's graduation, man, prom send off, man. She looked beautiful, man. Everything was love. Went to another family members graduation cookout over the weekend, man. Got to do some things, ripping and running. Weekend went a little too fast, but feeling good. Got to work and everything today, man. I'm at about an 8, right now. Probably will be a little bit higher. I'm not saying I'm tired, but you know what I mean. Just been moving. So, I'm at about an 8, but mentally I'm feeling good, man, about things. My wife's birthday is this week on the 22nd. So looking forward to that, man. Memorial Day weekend is coming up. So man, all is well. So I'm sitting at about an 8, man, but I'm feeling good.
Excellent. Quick shout out to Althea McFarland. I got on wearing her shirt today. Don't play with it. You can play with it, but don't play with it. She's definitely a follow. Make sure you check her out on the Morning Max show. Monday through Friday at 10:30. You can catch her on all platforms. Y'all know her as the great Shades of Blue. Louisville said, "What's up? What's good, everybody?" But Coach, let me see how you're feeling today and where you at from 0 to 10, man.
I'm probably at about a 9 right now, man. I had a really good week last week, so busy week. But my oldest graduated from college Friday, so
Nice.
she got her
Congrats.
2 degrees, one from FIT and one from Eastern Shore. So I mean, of course, proud. You know what I'm saying? Had you know what I'm saying, a long day Friday. You know what I'm saying, because I had to get over there and see my niece send off for the prom. So, you know what I mean? Went from
Good.
Eastern Shore all the way to Temple Hills. And I actually ran into 2 jokers on this call. You know what I mean? That, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad the niece was the focus. You know what I mean? Because they started dogging me about flipping football teams and all this other nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But it's all
Yep.
good. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah,
deserve it.
that's that. You know what I'm saying? That was all good. You know what I'm saying? The weekend was pretty rough. Wife is a little under the weather after last week. It was a tough week for all of us. But I came out unscathed. You know what I mean? To the middle child, Clark was sick, and the wife is not feeling well now. So as long as I can maintain, you know what I'm saying, staying above that cold, I'm pretty good. So I can't complain.
Yeah, that cold and sickness been nasty,
Yeah,
dog.
my
I
wife.
mean,
Yeah, my wife caught us cold too this weekend. I guess from the little cookout or whatever. Like out of nowhere. I ain't
Yeah,
trying to catch
buddy.
it. So yeah, so she got to stay on the other side of the bed, man.
No, I'm with you on that.
oh, shout out to Miss O, man. You better sleep on the couch, man. Don't be ain't no other side of the bed, what you call it, you know.
Now I'm
But
sleeping in the bed.
we gonna go ahead and we gonna go. So for me, I'm gonna say I'm at a strong 9. Would have been a 10. Ran into some difficulties today. But you know, one thing we've always talked about on this show is that whenever you're doing the right thing, that's when the devil attacks. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
That's
And the
right.
No doubt.
devil, to me, you know, and I mean, you know, and I told my wife this morning. I was like, man, the devil been doing this for so long. You sit there and think you got everything protected, and he gonna hit that one thing. You know what I'm saying? Which for me was my family this weekend. But I mean, you know, I was able to take the blows and everything like that. Shout out to Molly, what's up? I was able to take the blows and make it through. My daughter had an excellent prom going off. I gotta do the photo drop soon. I did put it in put the family picture that we took in my joint for me, but I'm gonna do a photo drop of all the pictures. Shout out to Kendra. Y'all remember Kendra? I can't remember her tag or title right now. I think it's might be Fitness by Kendra or something like that. But she came through with a photographer, and
Oh, that
you
was
know,
Kendra. Okay, I
yeah,
didn't even
Kendra
know that
came
was
through with it. Yeah, she hired the photographer. We didn't even know she hired the photographer for us and came through with a photographer, and you know, it really made it so I could live in the moment. I really didn't think about how important having somebody there to take the pictures for you so you're not sitting there every 5 minutes trying to, somebody get my phone, somebody take this. You know what I'm saying? And just having that relaxation of being able to live in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because there's somebody there making sure they're catching all the moments that are happening, even the ones that you're not expecting. Like she was taking pictures when I wasn't even paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Just laughing with the fellas or whatever case may be. So, you know, it was a great time. My daughter had an excellent time. She shined. I'm very proud of her. She's going to Towson, and we're getting ready to get on that merry-go-round. She graduates this Wednesday. So, you know, I'm going to live on this high and make sure I live in this moment and not let the distractions of the devil or distractions of anyone bring me down. You know what I'm saying? I'm make sure that I'm living in this moment. And like we've always talked about, life is roller coasters. There's ups and downs, and you gotta be able to relish the times you're up because you know downtime is definitely going to be coming. So, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to Molly. He's definitely a photographer and stuff like that as well. But what about you, PJ? Tell us how you're feeling from 0 to 10. Give us a rating on your week and what you looking forward to this week, or what happened this week that you know you was looking forward to, brother.
I mean, well, first before I would have said I'm a 10, but now that I heard everybody got the invite to a little niece send off, but me, and we've been talking about it for the past 3 weeks. You've been telling me, yeah, bro, and I ain't get no invite.
I thought I
So
remember giving you an invite, dog. I don't know me to not give you an invite, you know, but you know, I know you be so busy, you don't be listening to what people saying to you anyway. You know, I had
that
to narrow
part,
you
that
down you 6
I
times
know.
today to make sure you was gonna make it. So, you
You're
know.
right about, and I appreciate you keeping me on my toes. I gotta say, so this weekend, of course, this is Mental Health Month, so we had the men's mental health conference out there at Bowie Arts Center, which was a phenomenal day. That was Saturday. So I had to do recording for DC Radio for Game Time. So we recorded that on Friday. So I didn't really sleep, but I made up for it at that conference. It was really good because it was other people who were willing, other men. Let me just say, other men who were willing to put themselves out there and be vulnerable, which a lot of times it's hard for us to do. So it was that part was cool. Sunday we had Scooby's birthday, so I surprised him and hosted that, and it had the bands out there, had a lot of people showing love, man. And then what I got, I worked out, and while I was working on my Sunday workout, while I was working out, I found out that I'm going to be doing another panel based off what we did. I was on the panel on Saturday for the men's, so I'm doing another panel about dads. So I'll talk about that a little bit later, but that's another.
When you doing that? When's that coming up?
That's coming up in November. In November.
All right.
Yeah, that's coming up, and I'll give you some more details on that, and hopefully, I definitely want to include you on that, man. It's been a different journey, but we'll get in. Let me finish real quick. I don't want to do too much talking.
Nah, go ahead.
Show's
on you, brother.
You see, I don't have no voice, but basically, what I got to look forward to, my youngest out of 6 kids, my baby girl, Sky, she graduating from the 8th grade. That's on this Friday. So she got her first little 8th grade graduation. She got her prom. She taking 2 dates. So, like daughter, like dad. So, so I'm a proud father on it. I gotta say, man, I appreciate again the invite on here. I gotta say, I'm pretty much right there at a 9. I'm at a 9. I'm coming up short because I haven't had any sleep, man. I'm tired, but I'm just gonna keep on going. I'll rest when I fall down, man. I'll get a little rest there.
All right. Well, we're gonna have some fun tonight, and
let's get it, man. I'm ready.
Try to keep you awake today, but to go into a little bit more even about PJ. I kind of told the followers, like we all, me, Coach, and PJ kind of grew up together through the church, and vicariously through events and seeing each other all the time, this, that, and the other. So I recently have when I accepted my new job, I found out PJ, he a regular. He works out at the gym behind where I work and comes in there all the time. And it's crazy when you haven't seen each other in a long time, and it's just like as soon as we saw each other, it was like we didn't miss a day. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it's a friend and a person you respect, and this, that, and the other way where you can go, years without seeing each other, but as soon as you see each other, it's just, it's just like with nothing happened. There was no time in between y'all. So I'm definitely happy to have you here. I knew I wanted to have you join us on the show. When I saw that you were talking about mental health, then that was definitely, I knew I wanted to get you on here and have that conversation. Did we lose you, PJ? You good? Oh, we ain't losing. All right, well, it's going to suck trying to go into the next comment. I don't know. Watch, he's slow, so watch his ass didn't put his phone on a charger or something like that. It'll be something.
He just blacked out.
He might have went out, and it's going to give me a black screen till he comes back. But the next conversation, the clip is him. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I don't know, unless he lost. He ain't the brightest, but we're gonna figure it out. Hopefully, you figured out everything was good. But I want to go into the whole next clip is about him. So anyway, all right, well. All right, Coach. I guess we can talk about your Rams, your new Rams team affiliation now. I mean,
he said he got like 3 teams this year. I told you gonna have to get like like 3 or 4 jerseys sewn together.
It's 4 teams now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what's the 4th team? All right, there we go. Hold on. Look like we got him back. All
right. No, he messed up. It's the Rams. It's the Colts.
I don't know what it is.
And it's the Titans.
Oh, so nobody going to the playoffs.
All of them going to playoffs, baby.
Who? What teams? Oh, say that again.
Oh,
Hold on. Let's write that down. Hey, did you get that,
the
Daddy
Rams
Ice?
went
Hold
to
on.
the Rams went to the playoffs last year.
Okay, the Rams. Go ahead. Who else?
The Colts,
Colts. Okay.
the Titans,
The Titans.
No.
and the Falcons.
No.
Yeah. Falcons went last year too.
They ain't going again.
The team that y'all need to worry about going is right over here at FedEx Field. Y'all need to
Well, they
focus on
going.
that. Y'all need
They
to focus
going.
on it because
We ain't worried about that.
Because this year it's some prime time joints, like prime time. Like the last time y'all was on prime time, Saquon kind of went off for y'all. You know
That
what
was
I'm saying?
that. Hey, we was in
the
prime
last
time a
time,
few times last year, man.
last time y'all was in, last
Jaden
time y'all
prime
was in
time ready,
prime,
baby.
the last time
Jay,
y'all was in prime time. All I know
Jaden
is
prime time ready.
the second play of the game, people running into each other. You know what I'm saying? Running downfield.
Jaden
You know what
Daniels
I'm saying?
prime time ready, baby. He
Backpedaling
prime
into the
time
end
ready.
zone.
All
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
All right. Well, we got him back,
Ain't
fellas.
got
We'll
no.
get back into yelling about this later.
I'm about to say because we sound like it's some hateration over there. The real
Oh,
Hold on,
see,
team,
hold on,
the
PJ.
real.
We knew Vance when he was a Redskins fan.
yeah.
He
I
just
mean, hey, can I be
look,
straight?
man.
Can we really? I knew
Yeah,
he
go
was a
ahead.
Raiders. He at one point, but one you a Raiders fan too.
I
San
was. So was
Francisco,
Roddy. So was
San
Roddy.
Francisco.
So was Roddy. Roddy had that started too. Remember that?
Hey, everybody had a Raider starter, man. That was everybody wanted a Raider starter,
I ain't
cuz.
had no Raiders starter. I ain't had no Raiders
I ain't
starter.
gonna fake. I did. I still was a skin, but it was just about the
That was
Raiders
about
starter.
fashion.
NWA. That's what it was
Yeah,
about.
everybody
Fashion.
What
wanted the
about
Raiders
nothing
jump.
else?
Yeah, I had a Raiders joint there. I ain't gay.
That was just about fashion, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
Well,
nigga, you
that's
know,
a that's what
NWAQ.
mine about fashion, yo.
Oh,
That
get out of
mine about
here, man.
fashion.
Anyway, we
Yeah.
gonna get ready. Let's get ready. Go into this clip real quick. I wanted to show y'all, and then we can talk about it. And I'm curious to what PJ has to say about it. So let's get this going.
Sore, drained, but that's not a sign to stop. It's proof you're in the fight. Every struggle means you're growing. Every setback, a setup for a comeback. Weakness fades, strength stays, discipline wins. Most people quit when it gets hard. You push through. Because in the end, it's not about who has the best start. It's about who refuses to stop.
There we go. All right. So if you didn't realize who that was our boy PJ in the streets. Follow him on TikTok on PJ's Way. But I wanted to talk about that because I didn't know any of that happened. I'm assuming that whatever happened to you was during the time that we, our
Yeah.
friendship
Okay.
didn't meet back to each other. But so I'm just curious to what was that clip about that you have on your TikTok?
Basically it's about perseverance, but I can take it back. Mostly, everybody I know who, and I talk about it on my show a lot about, and it's a segue to mental health. I was self-medicating for a lot of years, so I'm a recovering addict. Suffer from depression, but I still had to get out here and make sure my kids ate. So I was doing a lot of things that caused me to have problems with the law. So a lot of that I came from being destructive, and I turned my whole way of thinking because I didn't care. I didn't care about myself. All I cared about was doing what I needed to do until I couldn't do it no more. So at that point, my grandfather, my mother's father, had colon cancer. The day I found out he had the way I found out that he had colon cancer was he had to come bail me out of prison, out of jail, and on the ride from there, he told me that, and then that's when I said, I'm gonna put the drugs down. I'm gonna put this behavior down, and I'm gonna turn around and persevere over all that. I was with him every day up until he passed, and on his deathbed, he told me, Don't turn back. And I haven't turned back. So that video showing me in the hospital, that was some complications that I brought on myself that I had to get fixed. I had to have surgery in my bicep, in my left bicep, my left shoulder. And that was the first part. The second part, I still have to have surgery on the left side of my neck where there's a cyst that's on my nerve. But I say all that, and then you see more in the video of me being able to work out when I was told that I wasn't going to be able to lift weights no more and be active and even lift my grandkids. All of that came from me making bad decisions. So I persevere, I press on to make the best decision on what God would have me do. So that's a little bit about what that video, and it shows how doors start to open when you make the hard decision, which is to do the right thing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's all new information. I had no idea that all the things you went through all that, brother. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
you know, I kind of feel like we all different stories but similar. You know, everybody, you know, you know, we grew up in the same area, so we all kind of know that, you know, how easy it is to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I kind of feel like we didn't grow up. We grew up right in that area where, you know, we wasn't poor, but we wasn't rich either. You know what I'm saying? But we had enough to get ourselves into trouble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like like trouble wasn't hard to find. So I mean, you know, I'm glad that dude decided to change. Now, did you feel you hit rock bottom at that point? Because you said he was bailing you out of jail, and then he saw. Would you have considered that to you your rock bottom?
That was one of my rock bottoms. I hit rock bottom a couple of times, but that was one of them. You know, I don't know if y'all remember my grandfather, my mother's father. Well, he's a decorated police officer, Capitol Police. So you know his reputation was a little, you know, was on the line when they keep hearing about his grandson, you know, causing problems and stuff like that. So that piece of that was rock bottom, but he did stick his neck out for me when nobody else would. And 8 years later, I hope I'm still trying to do right by his legacy.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Coach Matty, y'all got anything to ask or add about that?
Nah, I'm just saying that's what's up. You know what I mean? You just show character. You know what I mean? When you able to bounce back. You know what I mean? Some people don't bounce back when they hit that rock bottom, but that, you know what I mean, that show. You know what I mean? When you able to recognize and to get back. You know what I mean? That we say that's for the big comeback. You know what I mean? So sometimes you gotta do that to go through. Because I trust me, I done hit that and went through some things. Same type of situation that make you look at life differently and appreciate life and things in a different way. You know what I mean? So you want to show respect for those who looking out for you, who praying for you every day. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. And you know, I underline that word, man. Prayer. You got to pray every day. Sometimes all day. You know, because there are distractions out here, and there are people who come with a smiling face. They try to take you out of your game, and you know, a lot of times, yeah, we say, you know, the devil is on attack, but our own people is on attack too. You know, and you know, jealousy, envy, all of that. You deal with that when you're doing the right thing. When you're not doing the right thing, don't nobody care. You know what I'm saying? They just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it, but you got to pray all day, every day, man.
No question, because the devil come in different forms. Like we call
That
it the
part
devil,
too.
but the devil just negativity, negative energy, man. It's two sides of the spectrum. The devil is the negative side. God is the positive side. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And you know, you know, I keep saying it's mental, but a lot of this I've been saying even before, when, you know, me going through all the stuff I had to go through and even still go through. You know, I have a therapist, and it's all mental, bro. It's the fact of when you see somebody doing well, a lot of times you hesitate by going over there and genuinely saying, man, you know what? Congratulations, you're not who you was yesterday. You done changed. But a lot of times it's hard for us to do that, especially of people of color, because we
I was about
feel
to say
like,
that.
we feel like, we do, it's a weakness, or we giving up our own success by showing some light on somebody else's success. Like we always in competition, and it's not about that, man. It's not about that.
Fact.
Nah, you're definitely right, man. And one of the things you brought up, we definitely encourage therapy here. You know what I'm saying? I have been through therapy. I talk about it all the time. Similar to you, my drug of choice was alcohol. And don't get me wrong, I have had a drink. I can drink. I don't drink nothing like I used to. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like I used to. And to be honest with you, I think my daughter's birthday was the first time I've drunk in months and months. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and guess what? I didn't enjoy it afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I was
Right,
like,
right.
yeah, I could have made it without doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I did
yeah.
it. I enjoyed it. I was feeling a little some kind of way that morning. I was missing. And plus, and I kept on saying to myself, like, that don't do it because you feel sad. I was sad about my mom not being there and my brother not being there. You know what I'm saying? My brother from my wife's brother said, and even in the pictures I wore the same tie from his funeral and stuff like that, because I kept on thinking to myself, at one point in time I was in there cooking, I was like, oh, well, this is the time when Sid would come through the door. Well, Sid's getting ready to come through the door, and of course, he's not coming. But I made the decision. I still, even now, if I go back, I wouldn't have drunk that night, but I did. Nothing happened, but it was just me in my own mind, saying that, I could do better. I still can do better. It's still a learning progress. Like you said, we all are, and me, I always say that, I'm not perfect, but human. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, I definitely understand when you get to that point of what's the word I'm looking for? Get to that point of when you feel rock bottom. And I really feel that we don't talk about therapy enough, because I'll be honest with you, for me, therapy was power. You know what I'm saying? When I went to therapy and I started realizing things, and you can, like my therapist really helped me to sit back and look. And when you start getting answers to the questions of life for yourself personally, because we all got different answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, I realized I had abandonment issue. That gave me power. Two, I realized that alcohol was just a vice. You know what I'm saying? It was not an answer. It didn't help me. It didn't do anything. All it did was give me a reason to ignore the problem and
That
never
part.
fix
Yeah.
the real problem. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But all that is definitely power. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, and so when you went to therapy, how did that change your life?
Well, I've been in therapy for the same amount of time I've been sober. I haven't abused drugs in 8 years, so I've been in therapy for about the same period of time. I'm on my second therapist. My first therapist I was with for about 3.5 years, and in the second one I've been for the rest of the half. But how to for me, I can see what you're saying when you say power. For me, it was a safe space to be vulnerable. The way I came up, um, had tough father, you know, raised in, born in Southeast, the way things was, and throughout the '80s and '90s, you had to, I got bullied a little bit when I was in elementary and middle school, and I think that's where I really said, I was seeking the thug life, to be honest with you. So um, once I got to therapy years later, I was able to let my guard down. I have never trusted nobody for the longest, even into my adult life, I learned how to trust once I got into therapy. So I think for me, therapy was a little bit more of providing a safe space for me to bring out the things that I already knew inside, and I felt like I couldn't share out here in the street.
Huh? And why did you feel like you couldn't share? Was it because you felt? Now I know for me, it's because a lot of the stigma is that there's weakness. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't be caught slipping. You couldn't be if you and like I said, instead of me being I left out of the church to be tough. You know what I'm saying? To and to be on to put a pistol on my waist side and go from there. And because I refused to be bullied. So I caught it, I caught a glimpse of drinking the wrong Kool-Aid because ain't nothing out here in these streets. That's the punk way to go. The tougher way to go is to be a man out here and to be about your family. But taking it to a level of why I could, it was a sign of weakness if I would talk about my feelings, talk about why I had a emptiness inside or whatever, and I really didn't have nobody to talk to. Of course, my mom, and who's been an advocate for me since the day I was born, but I didn't want to put on her that, I was abusing drugs, I was going out here riding with straight up killers and all that. I'm not gonna tell my mother that. So it was nobody to talk to. But I was able to get into a space, and it took some time. I didn't go on my own record initially, but once I was in therapy, I got drawn into the process, and that was the best decision for me. It definitely helped me with my sobriety. So I just try to share my story now on the things that I went through some real stuff. I saw some things that will make a grown man cry. Some things, just been in some spaces and some places that only
And lost him again. He was doing good. All
Nah,
right, man.
I think he was.
Hey,
He was
back, you
definitely
back.
his
yeah,
points.
man.
There you go.
Yeah. So I don't know if that answers the question all the way, but basically that's what therapy did for me. And I swear by it, bro. It's one of them things that it's the same thing. We didn't grow up. I didn't grow up at a time. I'll jump. I'll bring up one quick time where um, when I was in school, I was diagnosed with ADD or something like that, and they said I needed to go talk to somebody about it or whatever. My father was like, "Hell no," you know what I'm saying? We ain't taking my son and no see no white, So it was against that, but that's just the way he was raised. But we were taught to not cry. We were taught to toughen up,
Fact.
So
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You taught not to show that weakness, you know what I mean, not to cry, you know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta have an outlet, you know what I mean? Because if you ain't got an outlet, you don't know how to express it, it come out
yeah,
in violence or you know what I mean, like you said, some type of abusing something, you know what I mean, using something, you know what I mean?
yeah. Definitely was that, and not just that, you numb yourself for. Well, I can't speak on everybody, but I felt I was going around, I was numb for 30 years, man.
Nah,
Yeah,
I agree with you
I mean,
100%.
everybody go through that phase, man. Like the
Yeah,
numb phase. The numb phase can be dangerous because you
Hell
can
yeah,
come,
it
that
can be
was
dangerous.
you can come to crossroads that you know what I'm saying. If your core not right, it can take you down some paths that are life changing.
yeah, and life changing decisions, man, it can happen in a split second, and then you
Mm-hmm.
like, dang, you know what I mean? You know, yeah, one night could change your whole trajectory, man. One moment, you know what I mean? And I would say we blessed, you know what I mean, even to be sitting here, because I'm sure all of us done had nights where if it had went a little bit different, man, we might not be here, like either sitting somewhere in the cell or you know what I mean, somewhere else. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
being viewed, not seen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Quick thing, Chow Bao said, "That's what's up, brother. Everybody isn't lucky enough to be able to say that they made it out
That's exactly.
and switched up. So
Yeah.
God bless." Just followed up. You got to be numb if you want to sleep. If you really outside putting in work, but it's only God that wakes us up, man. So you know, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, there was years of shit. I was drinking every day. You know what I'm saying? Years of that every day to numb the same, like you said, to numb, and that's all you doing is numbing and diverting. You know, the issue instead of dealing with it. You know, you're going to alcohol or going to drugs or whatever the case may be, you know, to be that, you know, to be that numbing agent because you just don't want to deal with whatever is the real issue. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and like you said, and we've discussed it too on here several times about the fact that in our society, you know, going to therapy is considered weak. Talking about your feelings is considered weak. You've been told all your life, you know, and I'm just talking about, I'm going to say for me personally, you know, I was told, you know, suck it up. You know, men don't cry. Men don't, you know what I'm saying? The only emotion, and I've said this, you know, several times, the only emotion that we were allowed to display was anger. You know what I'm saying? And that was okay. And that's the terrible thing that we need to change. And the terrible thing that we need to change. Is men, because this ain't just, you know, and to be honest with you, you know, that particular one ain't just our society, you know, it's just men in general, you know, and I don't know, other societies maybe have a different thought on it, but you know, for me, you know, every man that I saw or a lot of the men that I saw definitely didn't teach me how to express my feelings. You know what I'm saying? In a positive, not in a positive, but just in a manner, period. You know what I'm saying? Where I could actually work them out. You know.
And just like you know, everybody come from different environments, but I'm just speaking like in general from the people who I know and from, you know, just knowing y'all and hearing y'all. The environment that we came to didn't sometimes allow us to, you know what I mean, have that moment to show weakness. You know what I mean? When you growing up in school, growing up around the neighborhood, you had to kind of be like that, you know what I mean, to survive. And then a lot of that stuff was the norm, you know what I mean? Like living the way we was living and making the choices. That was the norm around us. So it was like we was doing what everybody else was doing. Not saying like we was followers or anything, but you know what I'm saying? Like it was was just
bad decisions were normalized, is what you're trying to say. Yeah, like
absolutely.
Yeah, like you know, if you made a good decision, that was abnormal. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Like when somebody offered you a drink or somebody offered you weed or anything, if you said no, that was looked at like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Opposed to
what you the feds, nigga?
Yeah. I was getting ready to say, what they say, what you a knock?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was go ahead.
I appreciate, you know, and see, and I think we are at a time now where, you know, when we came up, you know, social media wasn't out there like that. Your way.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad. I'm definitely glad because, hey, whoa, buddy. But the way things was, the way you had to, the things that you put up on the internet or on your phone now, we had to go outside. to find out what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Our ice cream truck driver, our ice cream man, he was the dope boy. So I had to get on that ride. Because that was just I felt like in order to be tough, I had to be rebellious. So they told me you can't go play football on that side of the fence. Shit, I'll take all the footballs and throw them on over there, and then see what happened next. So I was taking a lot of gambles with my life, but there was it was a thing where I saw like again my wake up call was seeing my grandfather not just physically, because he held his head high all the way to he stuck out with the pain for a long time. So physically ain't the word, but I saw the exhaustion in his face. Just let me say that, and I could see that he was genuinely worried about if he wasn't around no more, who was going to continue to bail me out. And everybody, and I'm gonna be, besides my mother, but my mother is the church. I don't know, my mother was a Sunday school teacher. Okay. So she ain't know nothing about no dope. She ain't know nothing, about none of that. She just wanted to she did her best to keep her kids in the church, and she, it was a thing where my grandfather was worried about me just getting taken away from here, and he tried to live as long as he. But I digress. Let me back up. It comes to a point for every man to say, am I going to say yes to life, or am I going to lay down to everything that come across me, anything and everything? And I think that's what happened with me. So I just needed the tools to rebuild myself, which it goes back to I had to, start off mentally. So therapy became an outlet and a platform for me to get to some enlightenment, for me to heal, for me to be educated on. I am self-medicating. I do have I suffer from anxiety and depression. So I had to go seek a doctor for that and understand why is that. So, and then I had my own issues with, I was a womanizer, and I'm like, why I keep dating these same types of women, getting them pregnant? It was a downward spiral, and I had to find out within myself, why do I keep choosing this path? I get out and then I go do this and do this. It wasn't, so I was addicted to self-sabotage, just let me say. So I had to go through the halls of medicine of therapy to realize what the actual reason for me to do that. And once I found out, it was just like going to the mental gym, you know what I'm saying? Rebuilding my mind and my body and my soul. And good things came from that, man. Good things came from that. So yeah. I done learned one thing though. I done learned one thing. Again, when you make the harder decision is doing the right thing in every situation. In every situation. When you are at it, you can't not make the right decision one time. You can't afford it. So
right. Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Coach, Maddie, y'all got anything you want to add? What he
Nah,
said?
I would ask, like, what I mean, like, even like after going through that process though, like, was it a time where you felt you had to, like, I guess, change your environment, or like cut people off, like, and move in a different direction to to help yourself, because a lot of times it's our environment, sometimes it's the people we hanging with, friends who, we call them friends or associates, but sometimes they, aid in the bed with them bad habits that you're going through as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely got to cut people off. Some people you got to cut off who they mean well, but they still a trigger. You see what I'm saying? They still a trigger for you to relapse. They still a trigger for you to go back and doing some of the same things. I had a couple of female friends who like to get high with me, and they wanted to, is this a PG show, PG
Nah, you
13
good?
show? Okay, they wanted to fuck all the time, bro, and that's that was one of my biggest drugs was
Well,
knocking
sex.
down some females,
Right.
but they meant well. If some of the females really actually cared about me, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't be around them. I had to cut them off because I didn't want to get high no more. So the cutting off part, yeah, definitely. As far as the environment, and when you get to know, the environment is you and yourself. Know yourself, and then you can go in any environment and be sober, be who you leading yourself at all times. It starts here. So whatever environment, like for instance, I can go into a bar, I can go into a club. I make all them appearances now, but I don't. I give me some club soda. I don't need to go when I know I know the nod when everybody want to go out back and smoke weed or go to the VIP room and smoke weed. I know that nod. I just don't go with them. And when they come back down, I can smell it. It's cool. But I just don't. I don't have a need for it. So in the shows and stuff. I've been fortunate enough. Thank God that I've been able to get into a profession that I love and I have passion for. I don't agree with all the stuff that go on backstage. So, I do what I got to do my interviews. And, of course, I get offered it, but I tell them straight up, nah, Brady, I'm sober, man. I'm trying to make it to my 10 years. So, and some people rock with it, some people don't. But I have enough respect for myself and my journey where I really don't give a shit whether they laugh me out or they give me my flowers. I really don't. I thank you for applauding me, but I know what road I'm on. So I feel like once you know yourself, you can be in any environment. But yeah, you definitely gotta cut yourself off, and you gotta stay active. You gotta stay active. You can't sit around and expect um, rebuilding your life or becoming a better man by sitting around on the couch. That characteristic is not gonna knock on your door. It ain't coming in the mail, bro. You gotta go out there and get it, and that's by staying active. You gotta travel down the road, baby. You got to.
Yeah. If the road was easy, should we all would do it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Because I mean, we can all agree that the easier road is to numb yourself. The easier road is to not deal with your feelings, not deal with
Right.
what's really going on, and sometimes, man, it's tough. Like when
Yeah.
you realize that your biggest problem is you, and I'm only talking for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking for anybody else. When you realize that your biggest problem is you, that's hard to deal with because it's easy to blame everybody else. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I mean that was something that I did for a long time. I blamed everybody else, and then when I sat down and I really started understanding that I'm in control of everything, just like I said yes, I can say no. Just like I can, pick up that cup and drink, I can decide not to. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that to me is what I'm steady preaching to everybody that I run into. You know what I'm saying? No, because it don't matter what your vice is or what your issue is. There's always the other side of the coin, and I just ask, well, why didn't you pick the other side? You know what I'm saying? Why? What was it about that made you pick that way and not go the other way? You know what I'm saying? Because it's just as simple of a decision. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Coach, did you have anything you want to add or anything?
Nah, man. I think that when you make the personal decision to choose yourself, I think that's when you actually start to see the change, right? You know what I mean? And I think one of the critical things you said was you got to stay active. Like you got to be able to eliminate the vices, make the changes in your normal routine stuff. right? So you still got to cut people off. You still got to know your limitations, but you still got to live your life too, right?
That part, yeah,
And at some point, you got to be man enough to make the decision not to do what you supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? You not to do that one thing that caused you to do it, right? And
yeah,
then and the funny thing is once you realize, because I mean, my vice was vaping, and like literally, it's kind of like dog. Like one day, I literally was just like, I'm gonna stop today. And I swear before me is, I mean, it's only been what 3 weeks now, right? But literally, when I actually made the decision to stop, I stopped. Right? You know what I mean? And I think oftentimes we talk about wanting to do something as opposed to actually doing it. And we're a lot stronger as men, and especially black men, that we can kind of empower ourselves and take back control of just about anything we want. Right? But
yeah,
it's just a
yeah.
matter of going out there and doing it. And oftentimes I think our environment and the world kind of says no. But if we really hunker down and have that discipline, that's the key to everything. Having the discipline to make the right decision
Mhm.
is essentially what you said. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. You couldn't have put it better. Having the discipline to make the right decision. That's what it is.
hmm
But see, and also I want to add to that, Coach. Don't be afraid. Make a decision. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Don't be afraid to fail. And I think I ran into that a couple of times too. I'm thinking like maybe once I really got over the hump, like 3 years in sober without touching any drugs, I was like, man, do I do this? Will this make me? And I was second guessing myself. Nah, man, you can't be afraid to because if you're going forward, one way or another, you're going forward. You're going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we ain't none of us perfect. Ain't none of us got the answer to every question out here. So it's gonna be sometimes we do make a mistake. But try to fall down on your back because if you can look up, you can get up. And then hey, at least I won't make that mistake no more. Learn from your mistake and
hmm
keep on moving. You know what I'm saying? You can't have no fear. You can't let fear beat you. You know,
hmm
you just can't
All
let it
right,
happen.
Matty Ice. Did you have anything you want to add?
No, no, man. I agree. You know what I'm saying? Well said.
All right, so just could do a quick shout out, Molly. Shouting out all the people in the chat joining us today. What's up, JoJo baby? Chow Bao Louisville, Althea McFarlane. Chow Bao said it was good, my guy. But I just wanted to bring up real quick. So what are you doing now that is like a daily thing that you want to tell people to do and do to keep your mental health, to keep you on that road of sobriety and keep you going that way?
First of all, I take time out for my Lord and Savior and give him his due. Out of that, I get all my blessings to go every day sober. But meditation, and I exercise. I give to the
Hold on,
community.
hold on. Let's not go past meditation like that.
Oh, okay,
Let's talk
okay.
more about that because that's another
Uh,
thing that us as black men, when we say we meditate, people go, give you that kind of side eye or whatever the case
right,
may be.
right,
So
right.
what has now? I am a 100% advocate of meditation. I wake up and do my prayer and meditate and things
Mm.
like that. Why has meditation helped
First of all, people giving us maybe they give a side eye because they really don't understand what meditation is. But meditation is different from prayer. Prayer, you praying, prayer. I'm praying. I'm having um, my time speaking to the Lord through Jesus Christ. Meditation is you taking time to center yourself, turning all distractions off. For me, what I do is if it's not raining, weather permitting, I go outside with no shoes on. I stand right in my yard, for about a good 10 minutes barefooted, and then I sit down on my lawn chair, and then I just take time to center myself. And center myself is putting my mind on the things that's important to me, like my kids, um, my passions for how I can give back, for all the things that have been given to me. So that's part of my pattern. You pick something, you pick a target, and you center yourself. That's the meditation. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's
Meditation
the
is,
difference between the
yeah, I
two.
just want to add lib to the
Yeah,
meditation thing before you go real quick. Meditation for me is very similar. I definitely go, I love, I feel like kind of outside. You can meditate in the house too, but
yeah, you
when
can, you can.
I sit there, it's really about making sure my mindset is right for what I'm about to go out and face. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know that people gonna test you, whether it's at work, whether it's here, whether it's there. Because if you're doing right, then somebody gonna test you. It ain't.
Mhm.
And meditation for me is really prepping myself and getting myself where I'm okay. I'm at one. I'm at one with God. I'm at one with myself. The biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand is the key to all this is really being okay with yourself, really being in tune to yourself. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying? In
absolutely. Yeah.
tune to your thoughts and changing them. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do that, but it is very much capable. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
if you keep, if we talked about it before, if you don't change, then you're choosing. You know what I'm saying? So if something is wrong with your life, you're not happy with whatever it is, whether it's a boyfriend, work, whatever, relationship, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. If you're not changing that, then you're choosing it. So if whatever that chaos is in your life, if you're not changing it to get it out of your life, then you're choosing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So
Mhm.
you gotta change your mindset, change your thought process. And I mean, I definitely agree with meditation. And, it's definitely important for all of us. I
Mhm.
think it's important for everybody to do. I
Yeah.
have my kids meditate. I have
Mhm.
my wife, she a yoga instructor, so she meditates all the time. And she
Mhm.
really introduced me to meditation because I didn't understand what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I daggone sure had that. I was one of those people where you told me you was meditating, I'm walking away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
I think you're
Mhm.
weird or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But now it's definitely
Mhm.
a part of my life. So,
Yeah.
If
fellas,
I
you
ain't
y'all
do
got
never.
the,
anything on meditation?
Yeah, I'm about to say meditation. I think meditation may be different for everybody. Like, for me, it's taking that time to kind of silence your mind, you know what I mean, to be in the present, because you know what I mean, that's where a lot of anxiety come from when your mind is running. You either thinking about the future or you thinking about the past. You know what I mean? You thinking about the past, worrying about something, or you thinking about the future, worrying about how something may go. But meditation for me is being in the present, you know what I mean? Kind of not thinking about anything. Thoughts gonna come in your mind, you know what I mean, as you're meditating, but then you just get back into that present moment, man. Just kind of letting go, recentering yourself, you know what I mean? Because the power is in the present.
mhm.
So when I sit there, you know what I mean?
Meditation is about you. It's you. It's
Yeah,
self. It's about you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And I take meditation, you know what I mean? Just take a moment in the morning, because I believe, you know what I mean, it's power in the morning too, man. When you wake up first thing in the morning, you know what I mean, everybody need to take that time, you know what I mean, before you hop on your phone, you get into the day, man. You gotta take that day to set, you know what I mean, to set your day. You know what I
Set
mean?
your intentions. That's what
Yeah,
my
set
wife
your
says.
intentions for the day. You know what I mean? Feel good. Today gonna be a good day, man. Be appreciative, show gratitude, you know what I mean, for the things that you have. And you know what I mean, you get your day started off on the right note when you take that time, man, to silence, you know what I mean, the noise
Mhm.
of the day, man. Because once you get going, you know what I mean. But take that time in the morning. That's usually when I, you know what I mean, meditate, man. You know what I mean. I try to do it, you know what I mean, in the evening time, you know what I mean, before I go to bed or something like that, just to quiet my mind and set my intentions before I go to sleep, you know what I mean. But the morning time for me is the time where I try to, you know what I mean, have a few moments, man, and set my intentions for the day and claim the day that the day is going to be good. And usually, you know what I mean, when I'm consistent with it and do it, you know what I mean, the day go good. Like even when, because things gonna come up, but you already in that right frame of mind for the day. You know what I'm saying? You know, you always say like, man, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but you can choose what side of the bed you wake up on. You know what I mean? When you wake up in the morning, you can choose whether it's gonna be a good day, how I'm gonna carry this day. You know what I mean? It's a choice.
Just like you
Yeah.
can wake up and choose violence, you can wake up and choose peace.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Coach, you
Yeah.
got anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Matty Ice. I think meditation, it comes in all different forms, right? You know what I mean? Some people choose to think about things, you know what I'm saying, to meditate on. Some people are literally just clearing their mind just from all of the noise,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? It's funny because, and you can do it in multiple ways. One of my biggest forms of meditation is like if I'm cycling and it's not a day that I'm training, I'm literally just out there enjoying life. You know what I mean? And it's literally calming my brain down from all of the different stresses, everything. Oh, there's a turtle crossing the path. There's a snake cross. I'm just being present in the moment of what I'm
Man, that's what
doing
it's
right
about.
then and
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Being present.
And because I'm present in the moment, like that's the common factor. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Mhm.
All right. So we heard prayer, we heard meditation. Sorry to distract you on that. I just didn't want that to go past
Yeah.
without us,
And prayer. Prayer.
prayer
I'm
for
about to
sure. Yeah, well, we know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prayer is
yeah.
powerful,
Yeah.
man. Like,
It
and prayer
definitely is.
comes
That's a
in all forms too. Like sometimes people think they gotta be in a certain position to pray, man. You can pray anytime throughout the day. You know what I mean? It's all about your thought and your connection. You know what I mean? With God or the high power, whatever you speak of. You know what I mean? So you can pray at any moment. And to me, prayer don't have to be a formal type of thing, you know what I mean? Because it's all about your relationship with God and the higher power, you know what I mean? And you having that moment throughout the day where you just say a few words, you know what I mean, a few thoughts or whatever, and keep it moving. So you know what I mean, something like so prayer can be moving. It don't have to be in the morning or at nighttime when you get down on your knees, man. You can pray at any time, any moment. That's what I do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When I feel like I need to, or you know what I mean, just whatever. Or sometimes my prayer just be like, because my mind is racing out and I'm thinking about something, so I want to slow it down. So then I just take a moment to be like and just say, man, thank you for this day. Thank you. And then that get me back on track. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know what I mean? Because I'm a natural thinker. So sometimes I'm thinking about every outcome, the way this situation can flow, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know what I mean, it could bring me anxiety. So I sometimes I gotta slow my mind down, and that's what works for me. So you gotta figure out yourself. You gotta figure out yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's why I said it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? Just like everybody learn different, or you know what I mean, everybody meditate different. Because you know what I mean, we all got different thought patterns. I don't know what you thinking, I don't know what coach thinking, you know what I mean? So we everybody mind work a little bit different, you know what I mean? So you gotta kind of learn yourself, you know what I mean, if that makes sense.
All right.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, definitely makes sense. Yeah, prayer. Some shoot, I pray all day. So sometimes I'm praying. I could be standing right next to somebody. I'm right getting ready to go on air, whatever, and I'm praying. That's your language with God, and you can talk to God anytime, any time of the day, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So you said prayer. You said what you call it? You said why am I blanking?
Meditation.
Meditation. Thank you. And what
Mm.
else? Is there anything else that you evolve in your daily life to help you stay focused?
Yeah, every day, I some form of fashion. I'm either planning or doing something in the community. Shout out to Big G and Capri Monique. They allowed me to be affiliated and a part of For Hugs Not Slugs program, and that's when during the school year we go to the high schools and the middle schools in DC, and we talk about choosing uh, life um, over death, and get out them streets. The streets not where it's at. So that's part of my community outreach. I got a couple of other ones too. Soul programs, teaching kids through athletics, basketball, football, and soccer, teaching them through athletics how to control their emotions. Because right now, in this day and age with social media, the emotions are flaring with these youngins, man, with these YNs, man. And we got to try to get to them on their levels. And sometimes they don't even know that a sport or whatever is breaking them down to a level where they can be trained or talked to about handling their emotions. But we get there. So that's another. So I just stay active and giving back, man. For me, right now, giving back to my community is a passion of mine, and that helps me. That helps me. Like, you got to find something that you're passionate about, whether it's journaling, writing, or teaching kids, whatever. That becomes your drug or your addiction. You might want to say you got to find something that you can delve into that fulfills your need to want to have something. If I'm explaining that right,
No,
y'all
I
know
feel
do
it.
I make
I
that make sense?
understand.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so
Absolutely.
and I, like I said, I walk, I do my daily prayer, and I look my kids. I try to look all my kids in the face, whether it's by FaceTime or in person. My six crumb snatchers, like I call them. They hold me accountable. So you put yourself around people who made a promise to, who will hold you accountable. That helps too.
All right. Got a quick question from the panel out here. I don't know what this really pertains to, but Molly Robinson wants to know if PJ, if you are team vegan or plant based or any kind. Do you do have you changed? I guess he's saying food and
Uh,
drugs are causing the most problems. So he's wondering if you got any, he's a big vegan out. He
okay.
just wanted me to talk about the fact I still eat bacon. He drives him crazy. So,
Well,
I eat bacon too.
yeah. I still I eat bacon, but I will say this. I did at one point in time. I was vegan. I tried vegan. I tried pescatarian. Um, I got up. My weight got up to about 218, and I'm not a naturally big dude, so it caused some health problems. So I tried a couple of different ways of different. Like I said, I was Presbyterian. I was vegan, plant based. All that. I tried all that stuff. I will say this. Right now, I don't eat a lot of beef. I cut beef out. I don't do a whole lot of sugar, donuts, cookies, and all that. I got rid of that. But I feel like if just as whatever you eat, if you if you do stuff like moringa, black seed, oregano oil, turmeric, if you put that in if you get a juicer and throw a couple of strawberries, uh, uh, a couple of good vegetables and now I'm drawing a blank. I've been up since 3 this morning, y'all. Forgive me.
gotcha.
Pineapples, kiwi. Throw that and mix that up with some moringa. Mix that up with some if you like avocado, that's one good one. And that helps you with your diet. And it also um gives you you stay away from a lot of sugars and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
sugar
I'm
is
about to
not,
say that's the
yeah,
main thing. If you can eat that
yeah,
diet, it's the sugar. It's the sugar and the
yeah.
carbs, bro.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what
the
I
sugar and
mean?
the carbs for real. It really don't matter. Some of them meats and stuff. I get where they going with it. The different steroids and the additives. But that's in everything. That's in everything. So, and in a lot of stuff, they pack stuff with glucose. We going into a different conversation now, but this will go
No, I
beyond.
got.
But they pack glucose and corn syrup on just about, and they put corn syrup in crackers, And so, if you're going to get that in some form or fashion, some type of way. So try to find something. Go online. Try to find something that will help get the toxins out your body. And so some of those things like moringa, black seed oil, turmeric, that gets the toxins out of your pores and then your natural, your natural waste. That helps out with that. So whatever you eat, just try to do something that will get the toxins out of your body. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
I got you. I did want to go back to the conversation you said about the organizations you working with. You said slugs and don't put down what was
Slugs,
the
not hug. I mean, hugs, not slugs.
Yeah,
hugs not
hugs, not
slugs.
slugs. Hugs, not slugs.
And what was the other one?
And that's let me give credit. I'm terrible. I got
I
a
got you.
usually I got a producer or somebody that's giving me cues on how to remember all the affiliates, but I apologize if I leave somebody out because I know it's Capri Monique, she's behind it. Y'all know Big G.
Yeah, no big G.
Him and his that's part of his
Yeah.
his affiliation too.
I call him Slim Charles when I see him though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway.
Downtown Locker Room is affiliated with it. So I apologize to y'all if I forget any of y'all names, but I'm bad at all that. But y'all know it's much love. It's much love. But and the other one is Soul Programs. Donald Curtis. You can go to soulprograms.com. Donald Curtis is the president and the founder. Great dude. I appreciate him. Shout out to him to allowing me to help coach some of these kids. And that's it's some other programs out there too. I don't remember all the names.
Well, the reason why I brought it up, we have a guest. His name was KJ Kenneth Clark. He's a big advocate in DC. He does a lot of things for the community. And we had him on the show. And the one thing that he talked about that really kind of impacted me, or I kind of understood, is that our children out here don't have anybody teaching them emotional intelligence. And us personally, it took me I was 40 to start getting emotionally intelligent, where I started actually breaking down my feelings. Why do I feel this way? What is triggering me to feel this way? And I didn't know if that was something that you personally have you dealt with that, or have you figured out anything to work with your emotions? Because I mean, we all get angry. You know what I'm saying? We all there's always something that what you call it, I bring up that I talk about how emotionally intelligent I try to be. But then, this week, the devil knows, you know what I'm saying? Let me attack your family and spending time with them and this, that, and the other. It's going to get a trigger out of me. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I feel that a lot of our young kids nowadays, not even nowadays, because we didn't get emotional intelligence education either. You know what I'm saying? At all. So,
and neither did our parents. And neither did our parents.
100%.
So it's a generational thing. You asked me, do I still deal with emotional awareness? Or what was the question?
Have you felt? Do you feel the same way? Do you feel that emotional intelligence is something that we should be instilling in our children to help really deal with this whole thing? Because I mean, a lot of these kids out here, in my opinion. But I'll let you go ahead and what do you think about that whole thought process?
Absolutely, definitely. Had I learned to deal with my emotions at an early age, I probably wouldn't be divorced 2 times. 2 ex-wives later. Let's see. The kids nowadays definitely need it because, again, they got so many different pressures that we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot. It's a lot of pressure in these schools, man. I'm working in these schools. Man, these kids got a lot going on, man. Some of them, they trying to take care of their younger sister and they self, and they only in the ninth grade, bro. And you know they unfortunately their parents is not there for one reason or another, whether it's addiction or whether they locked up, whatever. Um, you know, so that you got kids that's dealing with all different types of emotions and it's going like that. And like I said, Instagram, TikTok, and all that, you know, it's good. They have their good, their positive things, but kids are not adults. So a lot of things that happen on Instagram emotionally, they ain't ready for it, or they see something and they think they can do that at school, or they think they can do that at the corner store, stuff like that, and they're getting a rude awakening these days. So what we try to do in implementing these young kids is that it's okay to have these feelings and have these emotions, but it's a way to handle them, and don't let it be an outburst that will damage the rest of your life.
Yeah, 100%. Fellas, y'all got anything you want to add or anything you want to say? No?
No, not really.
All right. Well, what we're going to do now, I appreciate you, Paul, having this conversation. I think it was definitely enjoyed. A lot of people have already shout out, said they're glad to hear your story. So,
Appreciate
you
that.
know, and the things that, you know, it was all new to me, and I'm glad it was all new to me. I love, I love that you can come out here and tell these things and hear what you know, have gone through and definitely,
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna go to our reels. I'm gonna pull up 2 reels. We're gonna go ahead and just discuss them real quickly, see what they're talking about. And then we will go from there. So let me go ahead and get it up on Tuesday. All right, and here we go. And of course, no.
That's willing to walk out of my life. If it's God, it'll say. But if it is God, sometimes it will leave. And what if I told you, for many of you who are watching and listening to me right now and around the world, what's blocking you from walking or stepping into what's new for you is the fact that every time God takes something from you, you chase it. Why, BMJ? Because every person you lose ain't a loss. Some of us, we don't mind letting people go. But it seems like we get triggered when people walk away from us because you believe so much in yourself. You wrestling with the fact of, why would they leave me? I love right. I'm faithful. I'm loyal. I'll fight for you. I'll give you my last. And you so caught up on the fact that they left you that you now, the only way to fix it in your brain is for you to go get them back and prove to them that you can be what they need, when you don't realize they didn't leave you. God removed them. You saw their back. You didn't see the hand of God pulling them up. My God. In 2025, I am not chasing anything that's willing to walk out of my life.
There you go. So I just want to make sure we got the first part of that too. Not chasing anything that's willing to walk out your life. And I mean, we've all. I feel that at 40 some years old, we all have had somebody walk out our life, and even the changes and the things that sometimes we needed that person out of our life to grow. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know how you feel about that, PJ. I'll let you go start this one off. Or what he said.
About what he said, you know, as far as, I mean, people come and go, man. There's a season for different relationships. If we want to specifically just break it down to just somebody just turning their back on you and stepping off, yeah, that, you know, sometimes you need that because that helps you get to know who you are. As far as, well, I'm in this by myself. You know what I'm saying? And listen, man, the way I look at it is nobody gonna pick you up off the ground every time, man. You got to learn how to pick yourself up. You got to learn to be able to walk that road, that hard road by yourself before you can even try to commit yourself being around somebody else. Anybody that's in your circle, um, there's a place in that circle for them. And to help you choose who's going to be in that circle, you're going to have to be alone. You're going to have to go down and handle some things with yourself first. So that's just how I see it. I agree with, you know, don't chase nobody that walk out on you. Nah, that because they ain't meant to be there. Once they go, let them go, you know.
All right. Coach?
I think it all depends on a couple. I think there's some factors in that, right? Regular people, regular relationships. I understand what he's saying, but it all depends on what the cause of the walking out is. Like you may have caused that, and you may
Yeah.
need to chase that. You know what I mean? Because it was your fault that they leaving. Like it
Yeah.
ain't, you know
No,
what
I
I'm
get
saying?
what you
It
mean.
don't necessarily mean God was pulling them out your life. It means you wasn't necessarily, you might not necessarily been doing what God told you to do to keep them
And
there.
that's what.
Yeah.
Can I jump on that right
Yeah,
quick,
go
coach?
ahead. It's an open conversation.
So what you saying right there? See, if God put somebody in your life, see, God know what He doing. So if God put
Mhm.
somebody in your life, He's not gonna pull them out your life. God
Correct.
placed
That's what I
them.
mean.
God is you walking away from them. So it's not
That,
them walking away from you. You
that's
walked
what
away
I
from
mean.
them, and then you got to earn your way to go back. Now, for
That's what
me,
I mean.
oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
That's
okay, all
that's
right.
Yeah,
exactly what I mean. That's
Okay,
exactly,
yeah,
okay,
I mean that
yeah,
exact thing.
yeah.
right.
But and like you said, because you said this too, PJ. Like sometimes God places people in your life for reasons and seasons, though.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like
right, right, right.
they place he placed them there because you needed them at that time. You needed the lesson. So you know what I mean. I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like of course he gotta do the video and kind of make it sensationalize it, but sometimes you people do come and go. You know what I mean? For
Hmm.
for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right, right.
it's time, and they may come back because sometimes you deal with people at a certain stage of your life. You know what I mean? And then as you move on through that stage, you may not deal with them as much on a daily basis, but that don't mean that they, you know what I mean, you don't love them no more. But right at this moment that you're going through, you know what I mean, it's not, what I mean, advantageous for you to deal with them on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reasons, you know what I mean? So, you know what I
It's
mean?
important.
So
It's important. That's what you just said. You said move on. That's you moving on. When you graduate high school, you don't go back. You don't go
Yeah.
back and try to get another diploma. You
yeah,
go to the next thing. The school's still there, right? And it's still there helping whoever else needs it. You see what I'm saying? So those seasons that God put people in your life, that's for whatever you to grow, for you to expand, whatever, and then you move on. It's no need for you to chase it again. You've already been there. That's just how
yeah,
I see it. That's just how I
Yeah, I
see it.
got you. Molly said God will pull you out of someone's life too. So sometimes you got to be removed for their health and safety and where they're. We all, it's all whenever you're going down the wrong road, you definitely want to drag people with you. I know that there's been people that wanted to drag me, and there's been people I've dragged. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand what Molly is saying there too. When I just watched that clip, it
it ain't
basically
always
just saying
wrong
that
roads either, man. It's just sometimes we just going down
not.
different paths.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and
right.
whatever they going through, they still at that stage. It ain't saying because I ain't trying to judge. It ain't wrong or right. That's just not where you're at that time in your life
Oh,
anymore.
no. And
Yeah,
me and Coach have talked about it. PJ, I don't think you was in that conversation though when Mr. Dorsey sat me and Vance and if I remember correctly, it was Ray Ray.
It
Sat us
was.
down and said that we gonna kill each other. If we keep on partying and doing if we keep on doing what we gonna do, we gonna kill each other. Not kill each other as in the form of me shooting Vance, but us getting into trouble that one of us is going to get killed. You know what I'm saying? That us getting in
Uh-huh.
trouble. And there was a time that me and Vance separated for that very fact. You know what I'm saying? For that very fact that we was just going down the destructive road and we needed to get our shit together. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, we met back up together, different parts of our life. And, we've been boys ever since. You know what I'm saying? But, it sometimes it takes that. Sometimes that happens. You know what I'm saying? And me and Vance didn't chase each other. We knew that at that point in time, we needed to get our shit together. Like we was going down a very destructive road, and we still went down it. One day when I was in Bowie, shit, me and Vance basically met at a drug deal. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't even buying. We was both there to make sure the drug deal went good. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy, you know, that we ain't seen each other in years or whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden, you know, we just meet, you know, at this crazy time in our lives. But I mean, it's all part of that too. And I mean, even me and you, Paul, you know, just coming back, you know, I felt like it was the right time for us to reconnect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying we didn't connect in between our childhood and stuff like that. We've reconnected before that and stuff like that, and lost each other, and reconnected and lost each other, you know. But it's all, you know, sometimes it just happens. Then sometimes it works out that way, and God has a plan. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Go ahead.
And the connection has always been there. I gotta say, the connection, because I mean, I looked up to y'all, you know, when we were younger, man, because y'all had the athletics, and everything that I wanted to do that was positive. I just didn't have those opportunities to be on any teams at that point, or try to be on any teams. That wasn't what I had outside, but I was able to. When my mother started bringing me around there with y'all, I saw something a little different. So I always looked up. The connection always been there, regardless of how long we split apart or anything like that. You know, hell, shoot, bro, you gave me my first legal job. You know what I'm saying? Working at the pizza joint. You know, and I was on probation then. But it's to me, I'm proud of the fact that y'all have treated each other like brothers, and I mean real brothers. I've seen that over the years. I've heard about it, and man, I admire what y'all got going on here. And like I said, I appreciate y'all involving me. And again, man, you know, hey man, I'm y'all biggest fans, man. I appreciate it, man. Definitely.
We fans of you, brother. Shoot, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that invite for your show, bro. You know, I'm there.
Oh man, look, I'm already.
That invite. I'm there.
Look, like again, man. Listen, I want to bring y'all on. I want to do something in the community where we can, you know, bring maybe some of the cameras out. So I'm you know, I've been over at. So what I'm doing now, in case anybody don't know, is I'm getting on the producer side. I'm the talent right now, and I do write segments for Game Time and City Vibes. But and I've been doing that for 2 years now. So I'm just now getting over into the producing side. So man, if I open up a door, you know, the door is gonna be open for y'all, man. Y'all family, and I didn't get to this point by myself. So I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not the type that will ever forget where I came from. So, and a lot of people say that and they don't mean it. For me, I got only thing I got left is my word. You know what I'm saying? So anytime we can make that happen, let's do it, and let's go even bigger. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a whole platform. You know what I'm saying? Something that we can do annually. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely.
For sure.
And I do want to say, I do want to shout out to Shooter Rob, who's one of the sponsors for the show, and he got some stuff going on. We definitely going to. I'm gonna put something on the website. On June 5th, you can go to pjsway.com, and it will be up by then on some of the different programs that you can get into for mental health, whether you are male or female. There's all different types of therapists, all different types of psychiatrists that are out there that you can relate to. People of color, you know what I'm saying? People of color that understand how mind, body, and soul work. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't your regular HMO. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
about. Absolutely.
That's what I'm tall people. That ain't necessarily for us. Every book that's been written about Black mental health ain't about Black mental health. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely do.
So the real deal will be up on the website June 5th, pjsway.com, and there'll be some links on there to help out whoever want help.
All right, so we're definitely gonna have to bring you back and have more of a conversation about it for sure.
Yeah,
And
man.
I got one more
Definitely.
video though. We're gonna do one more
Okay,
video,
my
and then
bad.
we'll do all the end. It's all good, brother. Nah, it ain't
Uh,
nothing to be not bad about. We're gonna go watch this video and comment, then we keep it moving. Come on, man. I keep on messing that up. Let's see, I need a producer too.
Because your faith couldn't handle the details if he gave it to you. So what if God said, no, your season at that job is up, but stuff's gonna get cut off all May. You're gonna get repossessed in June. You're gonna feel like you're losing your mind in July. But I just need you to realize by next September, everything you lost, you're gonna get back double. You wouldn't even shout for the double. Your response would be, but why I gotta lose? Which is why I believe God put Adam to sleep before he made Eve. Because had he asked Adam what he wanted, he wouldn't even been able to describe it, because most of the people in this room, including know we want God to do something. We're not sure exactly what we want him to do. And the reality of our faith is that we know who God is. We don't know what he gonna do. I know God is a healer. I don't know how he gonna heal. Pastor Mike, my heart is broken. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I just need God to heal my heart. So then God removes everybody. So then you go back and pray and say, God, I told you to heal my heart, but now I ain't got nobody, because they were the ones chipping at your heart. God, I just need overflow in the name of Jesus. So you think God gonna send you $1 million. But then sometimes God does allow certain stuff to go missing so you can actually see what you actually have. And you so busy waiting on God to give you the answer that you don't realize your quest of waiting for the answer has now made you the problem. It is impossible to live by faith when you can't live without answers. Why does God only...
So, I picked this, and I'm just going to speak to myself about myself personally, because I picked that particular one because I feel like that's what I'm going through right now. I feel that, I know God has me on a path, and it is difficult. It is difficult to stay on the path and not know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? But that's what faith is. Faith is having faith that that God, wherever God's taking you, is going to be, it's going to be great at the end, more than you can imagine. God can't even explain it to you. You know what I'm saying? And you're sitting there because you think so small. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, oh, I need money. You know what I'm saying? And you think that money will solve it. Well, technically, and it won't. You know what I'm saying? What God has for you is going to be wealth. You know what I'm saying? And what God has for you is going to be more than just what you can't even really comprehend what God has for you. But it's tough. It's tough when you don't know that answer. You know you're doing the right thing. You know you're in the right, what you call it. You know that you're being tempted. You know that the devil's attacking. You know these things, but you gotta have strong faith. You gotta continue praying. You gotta keep on going down that road, and that's why I just tell everybody keep going. Have the faith; it's there, and whatever God has for you is going to be more than you can imagine. So I just wanted to say that. Maddie actually got something to say about that clip.
Yeah, I agree. Faith is definitely a big part of it, man. Trust in the process, because sometimes when things happen, you don't understand why they happen, but they happen for a reason. But then it's all about having that mental mindset. So that you're able to push through and be like, man, I don't understand this, but I know it's gonna work out in my favor. You know what I mean? And kind of just keep pushing forward day by day when you going through those storms or challenges that may arise in your life. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's just a lesson that you need to be taught, to set you up for the bigger opportunity. Because a lot of times, if we didn't go through these lessons, if that bigger opportunity would have came, we wouldn't have been prepared for it. So a lot of times we're being prepared, for the, what's really meant for us.
Coach?
No, I think that, you know what I'm saying, oftentimes, like, it's amazing how, like, people talk about faith until they got to go through it and actually show faith.
Yeah.
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 That's just that's bottom line. Like, and so a lot of people ask me, why am I so nonchalant about a lot of things? because truth be told, I know God got it.
Mhm.
Like, and like, no matter what it is, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, like God actually got it.
Yeah.
That's that's literally how I look at it, and I kind of and it's funny because I see a lot of people like that talk that game about church and talk that stuff, but they ain't got no faith, bro.
Yeah, nah, I believe. Yeah,
And you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know. I mean, I'm a federal employee, so you know what I'm going through now. But God got it. Whatever happened,
Yeah.
God. So when people say why you not stressed, because God got it, bro. Like whatever happened, happened. I
Mm.
like. I can't. I gotta have that type of faith that I ain't even worried about it.
Yeah, you got that faith and you walking on it, but at the same time, you still moving on a daily basis. Doing you
I
ain't
am.
just sitting around like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because faith without works is dead. So you
It
ain't just
did.
sitting around like
Absolutely.
God got it.
Absolutely.
That's
It ain't doing
yeah.
nothing at the
Yeah.
same
But
time.
I'm not. What I'm not doing is worrying about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
telling you that. I'm telling you that now. Like
Mm.
that's not a worry. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
as soon as I can get back on my feet, and y'all know what I went through with that, like that's all I ask God was to
Yeah.
get back on my feet. Because I
Mm.
know, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna work like it's up to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
All right. All right, PJ, I'm gonna let you close us out and tell us what you think about that. What it was said.
I'm in agreement with the rest of the brothers is saying. Only thing I could do is give an example of what I've done as far as faith. I was at the top of my game at American University before I left. I stepped out on faith. You know, I was a lead first class engineer over there. Matter of fact, your father used that was part of your father's route, coach. He used to come up here
hmm
and do the coffee
do
machines
the
and all that.
machines. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I was at the top of my game, man. Making good money. Benefits was good. The option for my kids to go to American University for free, but I felt like my time that my season was up there, and I had my surgery. I went back. After taking time off, I was out on short-term disability. I went back. They was happy to see me there. It was projects that I had to jump on. I was there for one day, and you know, I said something. Something ain't right in my spirit. Um, I made it through the day. I called my mother, and I also called my prayer partner, who happens to be one of my best friends, Mike. Shout out to Big Mike. Um, and that was confirmation. You know what I'm saying? My mother was like, you're gonna be all right. You gone this far. Your life story is not American University. So I stepped out on faith, left there. Um, you know, started my business, doing some construction and management. And it's been all good. I still do work at different. Of course, I work for DC Radio, which is a government giant, but that wasn't my bread and butter. My bread and butter was making that good $85,000 a year at American University.
hmm
Not to throw no numbers out, but it just was.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? I just, I said, God, you got me, and not only have I been, so it's been over a year now since I left. Um, I've been blessed, man. I've been at peace. I've been able to write my own ticket as far as how I'm moving. So yeah, when you decide, thank God got you one way or another.
hmm
One way or another, God got you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you got, I'm gonna say this real quick. Somebody told me some years ago, like the richest people, especially colored people, are in the grave. And I'm like, why you say that? It's because they worked a 9 to 5 all their life instead of leaving and having enough faith in yourself to go do what your passion is. I believe that, man. You gonna die daily until you do something that's about your heart. If your heart not into it, leave it alone, man. Take that step on faith and go, man. Go do what your heart tell you do. You know, as long as it line up with God tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? No, if your heart tell you go rob a liquor store, don't do that. I ain't telling you to do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you because ain't nothing good coming from that. But not only have faith in God, man, trust in God. God gonna do his thing. And people already know, you know what I'm saying? We know the end of this story. He put it out there very clear. But you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith in yourself. Have enough faith in yourself to say, all right, I'm gonna take these couple of steps forward. And don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
That's my take on it.
I agree with you. Man. All right. Well, we're gonna get ready to end the show. Thank you again, PJ, for joining us.
Absolutely.
Let's make sure you give out everybody your all everywhere they can find you and let them know, you know, where you're gonna be at.
Okay, real quick. You can find me on Facebook at excuse me, PJ in the Street on Facebook. PJ's Way. The easiest way to, you can go to it's PJ's Way on Instagram at PJ's Way, but the easiest way is go to pjsway.com. That's my website. You can catch some of my shows on there. You can catch me every week, 96.3 HD for Game Time. We're going to talk about some sports. I can't wait till y'all bring me back and we can talk about sports. I want to talk about some sports with y'all, but that's for another time. What we got coming up? We got coming up June. There's a lot of things coming up for the summertime. For the Cooling You tour, I'm bringing out Black Alley. Gonna have an interview with them. They were part of the initiative to take Go-Go to Cuba. They were on that trip, and they got a major story to tell. So that's coming up in June. I'm gonna be talking with them for the Cooling You. It's a lot of stuff going on, man. I ain't gonna throw all the lists out there, but I will say this much, man. You're never too cool to pray. And if you see me, if you see PJ in the street, man, yeah, come on up to me, man. And let's dap it up, man. Because we gotta code each other. We gotta give each other our flowers now, hold each other accountable, man.
For sure. Thank you again for joining us, brother. It was a great conversation.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Story, man.
Can't wait to come back, man.
Well, we'll bring you back. You know, we do a lot of talk during our football season, unfortunately, but you're gonna have to unfortunately deal with coach and he can't pick a team bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Last time it was fly the Super Bowl. He switched his pick for the Super Bowl 6 times in less than 30 minutes in our episode. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't one of them, is you?
Who knows? And then I don't think he really gave a pick, but who knows? And then he just picked whoever was winning and said that's who he picked. It was craziness, man. I don't even know how to explain it anymore.
Say it ain't so.
And then you got people like our boy Robinson said he adding you now, who's an Eagles fan that couldn't wait till we got back to tell us, all about how the Eagles won or whatever. Even though he from the DMV, and all of a sudden he an Eagles fan. Who knows really how?
That's how they do. He'll be back. He'll be back when that new stadium come up and we get that Super Bowl. He'll be back.
Yeah. But he does a sports show as well, Marley, and send it out, put it out there, because I think he does it with the guy from TCB. I can't remember exactly his name too, but But anyway, shout out to everybody. Thank you all for watching. PJ, again, I definitely appreciate you coming out. We'll definitely have you come back during our football season and hiatus. Make sure y'all are here next week and next Tuesday for the Knox, the season 2, episode 2. If you haven't been watching the Knox, you can definitely go on YouTube, put in the Knox, DAKNOX. and check it out. Like I said, it's a young black man doing great things, doing stuff, telling his story through animation. PJ, if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. This young man is a despite his father, is a great, smart, educated young man. He does fashion. He does music. He writes his own music. He wrote and created our animation intro, and you know he's getting better every episode. And you know we have a huge panel. Usually all these guys that are here that joins us and we watch the season premieres as they come out. We get one new episode a month. This week is going to be on the 27th. So make sure y'all check it out. And you know, make sure you check out our boy PJ in the street at pjsway.com. Follow him, subscribe. See, you can definitely find him at every function out in the streets and see what's going on. Dap him up, tell him you saw him from Dad Mentality. And, you know, thank you for joining us again. And we're going to go ahead and end it. God bless. Good night.
Absolutely.